Hello everyone. Should I start the session? Yes. If you guys are getting my voice, then please let me know in the chat so that we can start the work. Right. So please message into chat. Rohan, is your voice is not getting actually. So maybe something is. Check out now. Someone will talk. No problem. Rohan, now you're getting the voice. This voice is getting. I'm not getting your voice. So that just I'm checking. Hi. Chat is open to all. Yes or no? Chat is not open to all. Okay, wait. Now check out. So I'm sharing my screen here. Check. Okay, great. See guys, we are going to do a pandas last session on this one, right? So today is last point actually, because once in the next point we are going to learn about the labeling, coding and all. Not that is not in part of pandas, but tomorrow definitely you will get a new points related to that. But whatever the content that till now we have done in pandas, that is most important points, and it will be useful for the analysis, data pre-processing purpose, right? So you guys are doing, maybe you guys are doing your analysis with any data set or not. What do you think? Are you doing exercise? Exercise is important, right? Do you have taken any kind of data set and working for that or not? You have to work on it because that is important. np.field sorry, as a field. Sorry. Okay, I'm just passing a numpy as well, numpy as a np. So these are the two libraries that I'm going to add here. You know what, actually, the point to be discussed in the last, actually I will add one file here, that is this one. I'll take this path, it will be useful to us. So what are the factors that we are going to see? That is, today I have created actually PPT, and I will share with you that pandas past data's PPT. That part one, and I have created two parts. And the first part PPT will share with you on today itself, and second PPT will share by tomorrow. On portal you will get, not an issue. All right, this will be useful to you. What do you think? I have mentioned there in all the possibilities related with that, means all the commands, all the topics that you can do easily. So this is our data set, and I'm just passing here data. See guys, today we are going to do some points related with this one. Wait, I will show you. Okay, these are the points. Okay. Actually, some of the points we have done, right? But the major point is this one, these four. Why? Because removing the null values and all, and add new columns, remove the columns, rename the columns, these are the important. And these are the last part of this pandas, because we have done the fill any methods, even replace function, right? But these points are important. So hope so you guys are there, and we will start the work, right? So what type of data we have here? That is for which kind of data is this? Yeah, Weather Australia. So Weather Australia data set is here. I think everyone has the Weather Australia data set, right? So definitely this one will be useful to you. If you don't have, I have already shared with the portal. So check out once again that files. Okay. So what is the use of now data set? See, this data set is getting location, minimum temperature, maximum temperature, rainfall, and so many things. So already I have told you that whenever you get a data, you should have to check with the info so that you can get it easily. That is object, how many object columns are there, how many float columns are there, right? Means data type you can get easily. But the second factor is that is not only to get objects and data types, means overall data types. You can solve these problems with that. See, uh, first I will show you how to handle fill NA. Right, how to handle fill NA. NA means null values. How to handle null values. So fill NA will be the part of handling the null values. Okay. The first part, suppose if I'm taking the database here, so this is my database, and you know that how do I find out the null values in present dataset? So dataset, suppose dataset dot, if suppose if I'm handling here, so I would like to ask, no, so is null will be there, is null, and dot any. So you are asking to data set that is there any null values are present or not. So you can check out how many null values, because every column has their own null values. You can, you know what, this is nothing but you are asking to that particular columns. In mean temperature there is a null values, yes, true. In location there is a null value, false. False means you don't have. True means you have the null values. So many columns, so only two out of, I think, how many columns are there? 23 columns, and out of 23 you are having near about two columns are false, means they don't have null values, but other columns has null values. Now the point is how many null values you can get. So data dot is null and function dot any. So you are passing here any, and with the any, you know what, actually with the any, why not you pass the sum? See, 21 columns. You are passing the, means 23 columns are there, no? So out of 23 you are having the two columns are without null value. So how many columns remaining with the null? That is in 21. If suppose if I'm passing like this one, then definitely you will get a count of that whole columns. So columns are nothing but it's like every column has mean time, max time, and this count of null values. So huge amount of null values are there. So what is the total count of that? 1,45,000, almost means 1,45,500 something data is there, and definitely this is making little bit sense that we can handle. How do I handle this whole data set? See, the major part is that the question always rises that we have to remove the null values or not, right? Why this is I'm saying? The many people says that we have to remove the null values. See, there is some factors. Why? Because if suppose any company's data set, suppose this is weather forecasting, weather Australia's data set, Australian government that given to us to handle the some problem statement. But what happened here? We gotten some kind of null values, and we have to ask to the Australian government that these are the null values, and how can I solve? Means I can solve the problems, and how can I put some values in it? Because without value, you cannot do anything, right? So if I'm not getting anything, cannot do anything, then that time Australian government give you some kind of sense, means some kind of examples, some kind of dummy values, right, to put there, to add there. But sometimes your client will not give any kind of things, so that time you have to do what? You have to do yourself something. Or sometimes, see, these are the evaporation columns, so how many null values are there? So you cannot predict yourself that you can add some values, right? Means you are going to some add the values, but you don't know about it. So how can you handle? So most of the part, just check the relation between these columns. So is there a evaporation column is there that depends on the rainfall or sunshine or wind gust direction? It depends upon us. You have to just check out that that particular column is depends on any other column or not. If suppose that column is not depending on that one, then definitely you just remove that column. No, it makes sense. Why? Because you are better to add null values into the evaporation column, and you don't have any kind of work with the evaporation columns, and why should I add there? So this is the first part, because data science is not like always you have to use the techniques to solve the problems. Always you have to use your common sense that directly check out, that is evaporation column is not working, that is not dependent on that. If suppose your problem statement, see, once again I'm just telling to you, if suppose your problem statement is there, and suppose that problem statement, suppose 10 problem statement is there, and 10 problem statement is not dealing with the max temperature, means they don't, means that they are not expecting this kind of column in that questioning, then definitely you just remove that max temp. This will helpful to so always check about that. Always go with the problem statement. Problem statements are always important, right? So this is the first part that we can get the null values. But handling the null values, how to do that? So now, how to handle null values, right? Now, see, we have some points like this one. Check out. Feel any? This is or drop any, right? Or replace. These are the 3 points that is most important. So let's go for this one. and try for this problems and handling the problems, right? Let's go. So we know that there we have the data. So I'll use only data dot head. Okay, head is there. So head is having here. So evaporation column is there. So what I'm going to do here, evaporation column, I'm just asking to that particular column that how can I solve this. Let's move forward. Data set, which column it is, which column, evaporation column, right? Dot, is it, is there will be the concept that I can use the fill here. See, you are using here fill like this one, fill into the bracket. You can add the column name, that values. Suppose if I'm passing 0 and in place place in place is equals to true and execute. Now check out the data. You will get on zeros, all zeros here, all the zeros. But where those are, those fields are having null values. Those that fields only updated, get updated. But now the fill any is okay. You can solve this problem with the values like this one. See, suppose a is equals to int input. So now I'm taking second sunshine. This is also a correct statement that I'm passing here, right? Fill an a into that I'm passing a comma in place is equals to true. See, filling the null waste. See guys, you have to do, you have to do this exercise. Without exercise you cannot do anything. That's correct. See, I'm passing here 1. Okay, you can pass anything, I'm just passing 1. See this one, sunshine. Why? I will wait, I will show you how it is. See this one, this is the way. So the question always rises, why not I convert that, why not I put a string data there? See, I can put the string data, not an issue. But when I pass this data into the machine learning algorithm, that time machine learning is a completely mathematical equations, right? Algorithms are mathematical background. So how can you calculate your string data with that? So that always you have to convert your data, string data into the numeric. If suppose there we have the location column is there, right? Location column is having a complete string data. That column also you have to convert. Why? Because your machine learning algorithms will not understand the string. So always your data should be into the numeric. So whenever you think about data science, machine learning, artificial neural network, or computer vision, your data should be into the numerical form, right? That is the thing that we are going to learn about tomorrow, right? About converting the labels and all. I will tell you the points that how can I convert this. But today we will go for the whatever the data we have, no null values, suppose handling the null values and all that the thing. Okay, so now just think about new thing, new one. This way. The way we have fill any, there we have the drop any as well. Drop any. So what is the drop any? Right. Let's move further. Drop any is nothing but suppose there we have the null values in your column data set, then you have to use drop any method. Why? I will wait. I will show you how to use a drop any method. So let's go for it. If suppose df, see what I'm doing, data dot, if I'm going to use drop any, see, only I'm using this one. But before I go for the any is nothing but null values. No? Before I move forward, just I would like to check for how many null values are still present there, because we already solved some problems. We already solved some column null values. So how many null values are present there? So I'm just passing here dot sum so that I can get the column names. So these are the column names I got here, right? See, evaporation and sunshine column we already got converted. Now the whole data set we have, whole data set, I mean, near about how many columns that we get. Just before we got in 21 and 21 minus 2, these are the two. So definitely you will get a 20, 19, sorry, 19. Any, I'm just asking for any and just check out. Any is in true. And suppose if I'm using here any and dot sum, you will get a columns, 19 columns. So already I have told you that how many columns are remaining with the null, that is a 19. So data dot drop any, when I applied no, that factor is why this is happening now, just check out. He is going to remove all the null values rows, all the null values are, just check out. You have already null values and 1,45,460, and when I apply this on the data set, check out how many columns are remaining, rows are remaining, 71,045. So what do you think, guys? If this is good for you to handle the way of the way I'm using the drop in, what do you think? This is good for you? Are you getting my voice? Drop any is nothing but dropping the null values. So I'm applying this drop any on the whole data set. If suppose if I'm applying the data means drop any on the whole data set, what is the drawback of this one? So he is going to remove all the rows. So the way we have the 1,45,460 rows, so he removed almost how many rows? Almost half of the rows he got removed. So that is the drawback, no? So the way we have a drawback, so always think about it whenever we are going to use some drop any method. You can use with the column as well. But if suppose if you are applying on the column, then definitely some problems will be there. Why? Because null values is there, then you cannot apply on the particular null zeros. You can apply the fill any method, and then null value drop any is good for you, right? If suppose now I'm moving towards the some interesting fact related with the way we have covered dropping. The question is always rises. Always we have to use the drop any on the data set. See what I am thinking. You just slice down the data You can create the columns. Better to work on the original data set. Check out the problem statement. If suppose your problem statement is saying that only location, temperature, max temperature, and rainfall columns. These four columns are related with these four columns are enough to handle the some problems. Then you just slice down that four columns and apply the problem statement. Why to solve this or all these things, right? So always think about it. If your problem statement is saying only 4 to 5 columns, better to go for the data pre-processing on the whole data set. Apply for the particular column segments. This is very interesting fact that you can learn. Why? Because better to spend so much time on that particular solving the problem statement, particular solving the drop any values, null values. You just go for this smartly. Right. Second one, I would like to discuss, that is an replace function. See, I haven't applied on the all the columns. Some of the columns are remaining with the null values as well. So now, once again, I'm taking same data set. Why? Because I applied whole data set. How to delete the column permanently? I will show you, don't worry. Actually, we are going step by step. Now we are here. So now we are going to use replace. See, replace function is actually very easy, right? Replace function, it is very easy. But what do you think? How to implement this one? For the replace implementation, replace is always containing the two variables. And how do I use? See, you guys are thinking about null values are there and how can you use the null replace function. See, replace is worked on only and only if there is an suppose zero or more than some values or string data. So how can I use this one? First attempt. The question always rises this one, right? Data, and you can pass the column name. Suppose, see, now the question, check out. This is interesting fact I'm showing you. Replace function. Okay. So you know that there we have a lot of data, null values. So you have to ask like this one, and you can get the null values. So you will get a near a huge amount of null values. So with the replace, I'm going to solve you some problems with null value. All the null values are get removed by also replace function. How can I? Data equals to data dot, see, replace, replace into the bracket. You just have to add np.nan. So what is the meaning of this? Is there is a null values in your column in your data set, you can pass the 0. Isn't it easy? Got it? Within a one single hit, you will get all the columns get replaced by the 0 instead of working by columns. Now got the point? So with that, I'm using in place function, and you know that why to use in place. In place is equals to true. I'm using data and data is there. Okay, something is here wrong. Maybe I'm just asking to you for this one dot sum. Okay, some problem I got here. That is, if you are using in place, then why to use another variable? Execute, execute. See, all the columns are null. Yes, zero is replaced. So no, you know that now you have zeros. You got the all you have solved the problems with the null values. Now the question always rises. Now the question always rises, how can you solve that zeros with the sum? That is nothing but replace. So with the replace also you can do data is equals to data dot replace into the bracket. Is there any zero? You can pass the one as well, and that's it. See, is there any null values? You have passed the one, and zeros. Where there is a zero, there we have the one. This is interesting part of this one. It looks very easy, but you know what? Actually, whenever you get some problem statement, no, means it looks tough. It looks hard to solve. But the point is that if you know the some tricks and techniques related with the solving the null values and replace function and all, then definitely this will help to you. Right? This is very interesting. Now, once again, I'm using a replace function. Now I'm not using the whole data. I'm using data is equals to data into, see, so here we have the cloud 9 a.m. column. I'm passing into the cloud 9 a.m. column dot replace replace, and I'm passing here 5. Sorry, I'm going to replace this 1 comma 9. That's it. Okay. Some problem we got because that is affected, but what we have done, this is not affected on the original data set. So that what I have to do here, cloud 3 p.m. Cloud 3 p.m. It's correct. So that cloud 3 p.m. is having particular name or not? Oh, actually, what happened? I don't have to use their that column name. So better I have just see 9090909090. This column is only one affected. Okay, do not get confused about it. So let's go for an apply on this cloud 9. Now I applied on the cloud 3 p.m. No? So I'm going to apply this into cloud 9 a.m. And one is there. Here one is there, so I'm passing here. Uh, is that correct that we can replace the values with the string? So I'm passing here some string data set. I'm passing here string data set. That is, suppose I'm passing mouse. Execute it. See, are you getting the count? Getting this whole the work? Because you know what, actually you can replace with the string, you can replace with the, but you know, once again, wait. See, because of that replacement of string, what we got on some tricky one, we got on some string data. So why? Because only these things that we have applied, that is why this is happening. Means your null value is gone and string value is coming there. Now the way we have covered replace, let's move forward fill method and backward fill method. So forward fill, what is the forward fill method and what is the backward fill method, right? So I will take another one table. So wait just a second. So data set and this one. Now let's check out the null values. What will happen here? So data set dot info. Okay. So some of the columns are belongs to object and these are the float. So if I'm thinking about the secondary column, secondary fuel column, then I should have to check data set dot is null dot any, not an any, I will use here some. See, in this, and fuel column has an almost 32,000. and geolocation source is having 419. So this is quite interesting. If I'm thinking about geolocation source, I will show you I will make some changes in data set only. Myself changes I'm doing. Why? Because we are having huge difference in that. So with geolocation sources having huge changes, yes, huge null values. No, 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 not a huge, very small count. See this one, this column. So I will use here 50, first 50, geolocation. So now, one point. See this column, see this column. Start date. Start date is having 1965. And what is the data type? It is start date, start date, where it is start date. See this one, floating value, float data type, right? So float data type, that is an I'm using here. I'm going to use our backward and forward fill method on this start date. Okay. So let's move and do that. Means solving the problems. So what I'm going to do, data is equals to data set dot fill na, see, fill na into the bracket. Some of the you guys are thinking this is the fill na method. Yes, it is fill na method, but check out, I'm using here some different concept. Fill. This is nothing but forward field method. What is that? Forward field method. So I'm where do I apply this one? You are applying on the whole data set. See, you are applying on the whole data set. So better to apply on the whole data set. Why not I apply on that particular column? So use that this where it is, where it is. Is that correct that I have choose that started? Okay, use one. Okay, started. So that let's execute. See, forward fill method. Forward fill method means you are having, see, first you just check out the data. So null values, and here we have 1971 at the last, and here we have 1965, 65 and 71. So when I see the data, see the data, wait, see the data, what will happen? Hmm. Is that same column it is? Yes, it is. Okay. Start date. Okay. See what happened here. This is nothing but your forward fill method. What? Forward fill. Forward fill is nothing but whatever the latest point. So just check out what happened here. This is your start date, and previously till the 1971 we have the data set. So what is the work of forward field? Forward field is use the last one of 1971 data, and he is going to fill up all the data from the NaN, means he is removing that null values with the last present data, last present value from the data set. So he will check. Suppose now till the 2010 he is having 1971. So all the data between 1971 to 2010 he will fill with the 1971 year. But suppose here we have the 2010, so he will add here 2010 as well here. If suppose here 2011 will be there, so he will add here 2011. Here we have 2016, he will add here in between 2016 till the here. Next one 2009 is there, 2009 he will add. Now got the point? See the answer here. See, here we got in 1971 till the 10 he got 1971. 2010 here 2010. See, to 1918 2016. But after that we don't have data. 2016 he is upgraded. 2009 he is upgraded. 2013 15 he has. 88 he has, but 88 afterwards he added. This is nothing but your forward fill method, means whatever the current situation he has, the last current situation, he is going to update that value to the null value. Are you getting my point? Forward fill. Once again, I'm going to tell you once again. Quick recap here. Quick recap. See here some null values 80, 1980, 60, 60. We have the null values we have, and then we have applied this info, and then we have used null values in place true, right? And this is forward fill method used to handle null values, and he can update the forward means current index with the second one means other null values. Now not only forward fill method we have backward fill method as well. So how can I handle backward fill method? This is quite interesting. So let's move back. We are going to use backward fill method. Let's check out. So now same concept that we have to use data set. Okay. So better to go for that. I'll use same one. So you guys are thinking about the way he got it that 1971. So why these null values are not updated? These are the null values also there, no? This is not updated, but from here they updated. So this is the purpose, means we have to do for this null values as well, no? So the way we have done the forward fill method, here we have to use the backward fill method. So update this one. So you have to take the 1965 and update it backward fill method. So use this one. See, dataset one dot, I'm using fill NA into the bracket method is equals to double quote, you have to use BFLL backward fill. Okay, method is equals to backward fill. You just pass out the in place is equals to true. Updated, you just pass out the dataset one and execute. check out where is that column. What happened here? Oh, mistakenly, I have to use column name. Yeah, column name never mentioned. And if I'm using forward fill method, then what will happen? See, the start date is having now zero null values. So this is the way you can do the null values hunting. I think you got the point, forward fill and backward fill. Yes or no? Right? This is quite interesting. And you know what? Actually, you have to create your own notes. Write down some notes how to handle null values. This will be useful to you. So let's go for how to remove columns from data set. How to remove columns from data set. So there we have a lot of types, means handling the removing the null values, means columns and all. You, you can use DEL data set. So what type of data set we have? Data one, right? And you can pass the column name as well. Means like this one. You just have to do only this thing, pass it down, add the country code, and execute, and getting problem. Wait. Now, see which column gone? Country code. Here we have the country code that is in Afghanistan, and here we don't get that is in country column. This is the way you can do, means column name and all, and or you have another one option. See, you have another one option, that is data set one is equals to data set one dot drop into the bracket. You can pass the column. Suppose you want to remove capacity, no, I will remove the latitude. Okay, latitude column. So you can pass the latitude, and and column name. Suppose I have added, and you pass the column name. So that is an only one. So let's try out this one, and then we move forward. So I'll remove this. No need to apply. this is not found. Why? Why this is not found? Drop is correct. Data set is correct. And if everything is correct, then in place is equals to true also correct. Not correct. Not only in x. Okay, okay. See guys. You have to add x is equals to 2. Why? Because you are removing the column. No, not on true. Actually, you can pass here 1. Axis is equals to 0. Is that is nothing but columns. Sorry, rows. Is a row, and axis is equals to 1 is a column. So you are going to remove the columns, no? So you have to pass here for x is equals to 1 and column name and in place is equals to true. Apply and go for that data set 1. See, latitude is gone. Are you getting the point here? So this is quite interesting, right? So if suppose if I'm adding another one, then what will happen? Wait. I'll remove another one because you have to understand this. I'll use other fuel one. Other fuel one is gone. 2 is present there. 2 is present. Other fuel is gone. So not only we can use the removing the column in that way, we have another one point. Another one. So let's go for that. So the question is from the Padmini ma'am. You asked that question removing the columns. But what is your question? How to delete the column permanently so that it should not show again? See, you are working here permanent, not a permanently, right? First one, because you are working a temporarily, right? You are creating means removing the temporary columns. To avoid that problem, you have to just read means store that data into the where CSV file and then read it down. And whatever the time, why? Because you know what? Actually, when I refresh the page, then definitely whole process will go for the once again. So whenever you do, if you done the work, then just go to the to CSV function, store it into the new CSV file. Is it easy to you? Because model creation is nothing but like that. Once you have done the data pre-processing, you can store it into the to CSV file, create a new model name and work on the problem statement. Question is second, that can we select the group of columns? Yes, I'm doing that same. Yes. Suppose if I'm using set data set 1 and we don't know that how many columns now we are remaining. So I'm just using here data set dot info. Here we have the 12 columns and this is quite interesting because we have to choose some exact columns to remove, right? So that I'm using here data set 1. See, dot drop and you just have to add data set 1 dot column. Why? Because you are removing the columns, no? So you have to use this columns and into the bracket I'm going to add number of column names. So which are the column names that we have to add here? That is, and suppose if I'm thinking about second, fourth and sixth, see what I'm saying? Second, fourth and sixth. So this is I have added here and I'm passing axis is equals to 1. Why? Because you are removing the columns. So once I added, just execute it. Okay, some problem is getting here. I wanted to add here in place is equals to true. My spell is wrong or correct? Columns. Oh, sorry. Okay, so this is the way we can get it easily. So first of all, I would like to know that which are the columns. Second is capacity of megawatt. Fourth is in primary fuel, and sixth is in other fuel too. So check out, these are the one or not. Yes, it is. Yes, thank you. Info. So these are the points. Yeah, second, fourth, and sixth one is not there, right? So the way we have removed columns, see the way we have removed columns. This is always interesting part about that, right? Now, how to rename the columns, right? How to rename. This is interesting. This is interesting. See, the last 2 points are remaining of this session. That is how to add new column in data set, and second one, how to which point is remaining there? How to rename the of column in data set. 2 points. Just give me a 1 second. Little bit. So now, hope you guys are there. You got all the points today's session. Now we are entering into the part of adding and removing. Adding and renaming. All right. So let's move. First, we go for the rename because this is a small point, renaming. All right, and then we move for the adding part. So how to rename a column? So what is the data set name? That is, see here we have this data set, right? So now I'm going to pass some column names here. Actually, always this question always rises in when you get some problems, because some of the column names are very big. That time you have to remove that column names and pass some short names. This will be useful to you, right? So let's go for that. Renaming specific columns. If suppose if I'm using the specific columns, then there we have to use some difference. We can use like this as well. Data set 1 dot columns UMNS columns is equals to See, I'm using on the columns. So this is little bit looking like tricky columns, right? Dot str dot replace. So don't worry about it. Actually, I'm going to show you some big um, names as well. So I'm using on a single one. Country. This is only country. So I'm passing here country. What is the other name for the countries? Any other name we can give like that? Please give me a suggestion. What do we call another means other work, other name for the countries? Area. Okay. Area. Area. So let's first we'll do for that in place is equals to true. I think this one will be removed. Why? Because we already used that E not. It's little tricky one. In place. Replace got an unexpected keyword argument I. Yeah, you can use that nation as nation. Yes, nation is correct. Mm. Yeah, we got a nation. Here, column name we can remove. But I'm not satisfied with this question, means the way we have solved this problem. I thought, why not we go with some other one, right? Because you know what, actually, I would like to go with mm, because it looks very tricky. So I would like to go with another. See, what I'm going to do, I will create one dictionary. See, question, what I'm saying. I'm creating one dictionary. Dictionary is like dot here. So I'm just making small of some small part of this one. So in latitude and with this one I will work on it. Hope so. You guys are there, everyone. And, N is my dictionary name. N and I'm passing here latitude. So what is the name for latitude? I don't know. Latitude is direction, no direction. We can call this direction. Direction then which is the secondary fuel. So sorry, secondary fuel. What will be the second name for secondary fuel? Direction. Oh, sorry, direction. Secondary fuel is nothing but I'll just give me a suggestion. Till then, I will add another one. Geolocation source and start date, name of power plant. So you know everyone dictionary the way we have to implement this. See, this one is useful to us. The base of Python is important here. So for name of power plant is nothing but powerhouse. I will give you the name. Give for the name powerhouse like this one. And secondary fuel is nothing but for fuel. I think maybe it's a little bit correct. Okay, now we have our whole dictionary, means the column names we have done. Now what I'm going to do, data set, you guys are thinking this is very easy. Yes, this is very easy. So I'm just passing the rename, and into the bracket you just have to call columns, this one. And what I have to pass here? Anyone? Anyone? Guesses? No? Replace? How can I replace it? So, no, wrong. You have to use N. See, why are you creating that dictionary there? You just pass out that there. Okay. Hope you got this point. This is the easiest work now. So I'm just dictionary keys. Yeah, this is very easy. Actually, you have to use. Are you getting this point, everyone? Yeah, yeah. So this is, I will take another one example. Um, Actually, you just have to, I'm just copying same content. You can give the geolocation source, geolocation 2020, geolocation data source. Now, 3 points. Okay, so I will give the G1, G2. I think this concept is more easy to us, right? Better than previous one, G3. G1, G2, G3, and you can pass that same N. So better to get confused here. I'm just changing the column variable name of S1. Execute. See, we got it. G1, G2, G3. This is very interesting. So you can do yourself that. You know what? Take a Excel files, CSV files from the dataset, and this today's tutorial is one of the easiest tutorial we have, because every point is clear now, right? So maybe you can use this one as well. Now we are going, this is our last point of the session, how to add column in data set. Oh, sorry, it's wrong. Okay, let's move. So you guys are thinking about only one or two examples I'm taking, and is it good? See, we have covered so many points. What if we want to rename the columns with the numbers? Numbers, see, if suppose, how can you give the column names with the numbers? Are you getting my point? Means, how did you find that column names? Always every data set has their own names and all. No need to pass the loops. Are you getting my point? If suppose, wait, the question is nice. Question is nice. You ask because it always get solved by this one. The way, if suppose someone will ask some this kind of question, you have to give same one answer like that. Suppose no one always we haven't get this kind of column names and all, right? Where is gone this one? Hmm, gone. Oh, it's completely gone. Wait. I will use. Because every those who are column names, actually that will not happen. Even this is I'm getting first time question. So I'll remove this, and you know that already we have this column names, and I'll pass here 1, and here I will pass here 2. So you know that G2 is generation growth 2022 and 2020, and this is second one is in 2. I'm passing execute. See 1 2. I think your problem gets solved. But this is not happened in real life. No one will give the names like this column names. You got the point now? Yeah. So now, if suppose if I'm going to add some columns into the data set, like how to add column in data set. So this is very easy. You know what? Actually, you have done one work with this dictionary. So how did you that solve that problem? Anyone knows? You have added column names. No? Anyone know? Easiest work. The way I have to use data set one, how to add a column in a data set, right? But you have solved this problem with the dictionary. Dictionary, you know. No. Insert is nothing but you are adding the content. You have to use directly no. You have to use, suppose my column is mouse. Okay. Data set one is append insert is used for adding the content in your data set. You cannot use that one here. That is a list part. Hope you got this point. Our data set is in suppose I'm using the data set one mouse, and we are getting problem. Mouse, why mouse? Why this is getting problem? You know what actually? Because we, how can, if suppose if I'm passing the mouse, that column should get some values, no? Without any values, how can he give the permission to add that mouse column? So that purpose I'm using here equals to pt dot NAT. This is null values. This is nothing but null values. I'm executed, and once I executed data set one, check out column mouse. NAT is nothing but null values. Don't worry about it. You guys are thinking about why this is happening. So to specify the values in a NAT, you can use means as a null values. Are you getting the concept? The adding the columns into the data set. No need to add any function. You can add directly. No. You can directly use this one. See, the question always rises, why not I pass the some values with the column name? Means suppose data set one mouse is there, no? So with the mouse, why not I add some values? See, how much data set we have? Near about 35,000 data set. So you are going to add the 35 values? No. NaN and NAT is same, null values. They are representing the null values. Because you are using the adding the columns, that time you are using NAT, null values. Both concept are same, not an issue. And the question, the way the concept I'm going to explain now, 35,000 data. How can you add 35,000 data when you are adding a new column with it? No. So that time first you have to apply NAT, means first apply the new column and pass the null values. Yeah, not possible 35,000 data. That time first you go with the null values, apply the column present, means create a some column there, and then you can use their fill any method or a replace function method like that. Now what the point? See, everyone. Once again, I'm just calling adding another one column so that understanding purpose. Data set, and I think I have to take another one example. Not only NAT purpose, I'm just taking another one example. So hope so you guys will get this point. Hmm. If suppose I'm taking this. Which concept I can take it. Why not I go for city Pune in new column? Mm, yeah, but you can go like this as well. The Pune dot NAT is same. This is same, not an issue. Means is equals to PD dot NAT is same, not an issue. I'm trying some different ways. Wait, you can do like this as well. Data set one dot lock and colon comma column name. Suppose you want that Pune node, so I'm just passing here Pune. And you know that lock function we have used before, lock ilock. Everyone, I'm asking to you all. and we are getting problem. Pune. No, actually, he should have to give the Pune correctly, but I don't know why he's getting problem. Lock will directly work on it. Someone asked no, so insert function is also there for that. Actually, I got to know that I have to use suppose insert data set one dot insert. If suppose into the bracket, I just pass down the location. Before the location, I would like to go for some interesting fact. Dot head. So this is now head I applied, and I want suppose one location is one, and column name. So I'm just passing the new column name here equals to what is the column name, that is suppose Pune is there. Okay, column, and you cannot pass actually if I'm trying to add some values, that will not possible for me because 35,000 data set is there, so I'm not passing here columns. But you know what, actually you can pass the values like this one val, and pass like this one, and you can add like this, so 2 comma 3 comma. So these are the values, but this is not applicable, no. You have to pass down 35,000 columns, 35,000 values. So better I will just pass it down there, location one column Pune, and that's it, and we get a problem. Jokes. 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 Wait. I'll just pass down there VALUE, and equals to 2 comma 3 commas. Okay, this one is enough or not, I don't actually, but I'll try this one. Now see, length of 3 does not match with the 35,000. Got it. I think this is the make sense. He knows that what we are thinking. Yes or no? No. We why not I pass the this concept here? Which one, Which one? I think you guys are thinking same the way I'm thinking. Happened. Done. Guys, you can do yourself now. Means lock one is done easily, and this is quite interesting, right? Null values we have added. You know what? Actually, you cannot add the 35,000 data sets here, columns here, but you can add this one, right? You guys, other people's, are you getting this point? Yes or no? So just I think today we have done so many points, and I will share this file today itself. Once session is covered, no, till evening you will get this updated file as well. But now you should go with the exercise. This is the way you have to cover up all these points. Today we have taken here about 6 to 7 points. So this will useful to you, right? And let's go for the some quick recap here. so it will be useful to you, right? So we have started with the null values. See, fill in a method. Fill in a method is passing the zeros, and yes. Actually, fill in a method, the way I'm passing, for this panda. Yeah, I will tell you definitely. Fill in a, and then we have used through the input function, and then we used finding the null values, drop NA values. See, drop. What is the difference between drop NA? With the drop NA, the whole row will remove by whole row. Just when 1 minute, sir, I will go for the your questioning as well. Then null values replace function is there, is null, and replace cloud replace. This is easy work. This is your current value, and this is first, right? And then we have seen some string. Then we entered into backward and forward fill method. Forward fill and backward fill method, you know what actually? For forward fill is nothing but this. Suppose hydro is there in the last, and these are the null values. The hydro will get replaced by this. And backward fill is nothing but suppose hydro is there and these are the values are null, then hydro will get replaced upper side. Backward and forward fill method. Okay, see this one, backward fill method. And country, this is nothing but deleting the columns as well. Latitude means dropping as well, drop function. Then we move towards the adding the columns and renaming the columns. Adding the columns, first we have gone through the this one, means column names, renames. Then this is very easy work that we have done with the dictionary. So see guys, this is a base that we have already covered, but in the middle of this panda, we got a useful thing related with the dictionary, right? Create a dictionary updated with the columns, and then we go with the this. Wait, this will not be. Actually, this question we got from the you guys, and then we entered into where adding the columns. This is a null values declaration. Null values you can replace with the fill any and replace function, right? And then we have seen in the particular position, if you want to add some column, new column, then you can get it. Location wise, you can pass the new columns as well. Now, the question is that Rohan is asking that give some interview tips. See guys, uh, pandas is useful for the data pre-processing and analysis purpose. See what I'm saying? Data pre-processing and analysis purpose. Suppose someone will be there. Suppose you are in the company, any company, and your freshly data is coming, no, raw data is coming. The first part you have to do, that is an analysis and data pre-processing. And that time this pandas, whatever the content we have covered, no, this content will be useful for the first attempt. So whenever interviewer, if suppose you go for the data analyst or data scientist interview purpose, they will ask same questions that we have covered now. Why? Because your first attempt is this one, no? Whenever you go for the interview, first, how can you solve these null values? How can you replace the function? How can you rename? And those are the things you will ask by this one. So go for this, all the contents related with that. Okay. Second one, interviews is not based on the questions like uh, which function is like not like that. They will give you some problem statement, 5 to 6 problem statement to you, like if suppose if you are having some nations here, nation names, how many power plants those are in between fuel, the fuel we have, fuel column is there, no, petrol, diesel, and all. How many power plants from the Afghanistan? Those are having. Those are based on the petrols and diesels. Suppose this is I'm giving you examples, and on the basis of they want some solution. So without pre-processing you cannot do any problem solution, no, right? So first go for the pre-processing, then you are going to solve the problem statement, so that your the pandas library is important to you. Always think about it. Before solving problem statement, you should go for the pre-processing. Now I think, hope you got this point, right? Now the second question is, are you covering the pivot table? Coming 2 days are there, so I will try to cover a pivot table as well. Sure.
Abhay, can you hear me?
I'm not getting your voice, please.
Hi,
Yes.
Abhay. This is Rahul.
Hello. Yeah.
Yeah, I've just joined. I just want to know about the map function. If you could go through that again, please.
Map function is remaining. No, I
Yes.
think this is last week also someone asked about this one. Tomorrow I will go for that map
Okay.
function.
Okay. No worries. Yeah. I'll just
Yeah,
join.
sure, sure.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks for reminding me.
No
Yeah,
worries. Thank you, Mike. Thank you.
thank you. Okay, guys, I think let's wrap up the session. Go for the exercise, and we'll go for the tomorrow session. Thank you so much for joining today's. Thank you. Take care, you all.